Mariano, it's me. I need you to get Skylar on the line. Who is Skylar on the phone with?
We pick up right where we left off with kind of a race between Walt and Hank as to who's going to get to Skylar first.
Walt's desire is to get her to say, I don't know what you're talking about, I don't know what you mean, and just stay away.
It's fun to see who's going to get her ear, and it turns out to be Hank.
Hank thinks he's doing Skylar a favor by trying to help her out and get her out of this dangerous situation.
Look, I don't know what he did to you to force you to keep his secrets. But I want you to know that you can be open with me. Don't hold anything back, okay?
Hank is really surprised that Skylar doesn't want to work with him. That's his first kind of roadblock.
He thinks that she's been an innocent bystander in all of this, which makes her then have to think of a plan of, okay, what am I going to do here?
Maybe I need a lawyer.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I think maybe I do.
She's terrified, and I think that's where the walls start crumbling down for her.
Am I under arrest? Am I under arrest? Hank, are you arresting me? Am I under arrest?
She is essentially asked to pick a side of the line, and she picks a side with Walt still on it.
Has my husband been there?
She's sort of throwing good money after bad here, as they say in Las Vegas. You got to wonder if there's a little bit of Stockholm syndrome going on sometimes.
Sky?
She's bet on her husband for this long to escape justice. Doesn't mean she believes that it was the right thing to do, but for the sake of keeping the family intact, she continues to side with her husband.
You gotta give me something, Skylar. Anything to help me understand.
Besides her children, Marie's the most important person in her life. Skylar can't even really say, this is why I did it. She can't even bring herself to say all the things that were happening during that time.
How long have you known?
Her moral compass has spun so out of control, and I think she looks inside of herself and realizes that. She feels like she's just sinking into a morass of being a soulless human being at that point.
I've always thought that Marie could forgive a lot, but then once she asks Skylar about before Hank was shot, that's it.
You won't talk. You won't talk to Hank because you think that Walt is going to get away with this.
From that moment, their relationship as sisters totally changes. Totally changes.
What are you doing? Hey, what are you doing? She's coming with us. No, she is not.
She and Hank love those kids. She thinks they're not in good hands. He's a drug lord, and she's in the business with him.
Get me my baby!
Marie!
Now!
Do it now.
You know, nobody likes to be lied to. They're such salt-of-the-earth people, and they would do anything for their family. They are hurt and angry.
You have to get him.
I took the tops off. Figure you want to check to make sure it's still all there?
You figured right.
I don't want to tell Skylar that I have this relapse. I don't want to deal with any emotion right now. I've got a lot of things to take care of. And I'll tell her if I need to tell her. When we're in trouble, most men retreat to our emotional cave. You know, men at their worst, we're idiots. We do stupid things.
Say something.
And also, I don't know how she's going to react to it anyway.
Please.
What she said to me was, I just have to wait for your cancer to come back and for you to die.
Oh my God. Walt.
And yet, it's the opposite.
I do think that Mrs. Heisenberg starts to really, really come out in her. And I think she feels like, what's the point? If we've come this far, we might as well finish this.
Maybe our best move here is to stay quiet.
We catch up with Lydia and the meth business as it currently exists.
You're an expert on meth labs now. You're gonna tell us how to fix our operation?
And what if I can help?
It's a bold move for sure. Yeah, she's not afraid of a fell swoop.
Do you seriously think this is up to the standards of your predecessor? Because it's not even close.
Heisenberg standards don't matter anymore.
Frightened as she is, she has bold, risky strokes of evil genius.
I don't want to see.
Okay.
When we see this going on, we think, what does this have to do with anything? Rest assured, you're going to find out soon enough.
Figure you want to check to make sure it's still all there?
You figured right.
Welcome again to the set of Breaking Bad. We are in an area called Tahajali, which is west of Albuquerque.
Walter White has just got Huel and Cootie to pick up all his money, put them in barrels.
His intention right now is to take his money and hide it, bury it.
All this land belongs to the Navajo, and they were kind enough to let us come out here and shoot. This is a tribe and a reservation. It's not public land.
Having Breaking Bad filming here is very unique. Not only does it show our beautiful land and our landscape, but it also projects our identity, that we still exist as Native Americans, and it's very important to us.
They're very good people, and we take care of the place while we're out here and leave the place in good, if not better condition than when we started.
We actually are in the same location that they shot part of the pilot.
One more time, big and wide.
He comes out here because he knows this area a little bit from when he came out with Jesse and originally cooked. In fact, up on that crest over there is where Jesse was standing in the pilot. I'd say, is the coast clear? He said, yeah, just a bunch of cows and some cow houses. You know, so this was the spot. Vince Gilligan wanted us to come back out here to shoot this almost as an homage to the show itself, but also give the fans who are really very specific and aware something to remember.
Action!
This is an arduous situation for him, and for some reason he decides to do it by hand as opposed to renting a backhoe, which would have been the sensible thing to do. It damn near kills him. All right, sweat me up.
He's supposed to feel like it's very hot out here. Of course, it's freezing cold.
This is just like getting a facial. You just get pampered.
You can see how warmly I'm dressed, and Brian, of course, is in a shirt and slacks.
The date right now is January 4th. That sun is going to be history in a couple hours, and they think it's going to be down in the teens. This is a magical life of an actor.
We have so many pieces that we need to do that we don't have a lot of time. So we try to do one take and move on. With Brian, that's very easy.
I have done all the digging. The entire hole was dug by me personally. That's your cutaway.
It's actually very hard clay out here. The hole was pre-dug, and then the guys filled it up with soft dirt. When we first started, he comes out and he starts the dig. Cut it! We brought a backhoe in, and we took about half the dirt out of the pre-dug hole. And then we brought the backhoe back in after we got that section, and we dug out the rest of the hole. And then we have an amazing greens department. After every shot that we do, they have to come in and sweep out all the footprints, all the tire tracks.
Greens doesn't get that much glory, but we like it that way. We actually buried this road, so it kind of looked like it was overgrown. So from here, all the way to the top, all the way down to this fence down there, we just planted in plants, made it go away. That's what we do.
That's a classic Breaking Bad shot, and actually was written into the script.
We like to see the worm's eye point of views. You know, we like to call it sometimes from various angles, and this time we're digging a hole.
What we did was we took a table, put Lexan on top of it, put the camera underneath the table. Brian stood on top of the table over the Lexan, and then we put the shovel over top of the lens, poured dirt onto the shovel, so that when Brian took the first scoop, it reveals a bit of Brian. Action! You know, it's one of those shots we love. We're actually going to do another one tonight. Brian breaks the GPS with a rock, and that I'm hoping will be the cut out of the scene. That's another fun Breaking Bad shot. Cut it! Very nice.
Breaking Bad. For more exclusive video, go to AMC.com.